Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Friday, July 30th, 2021. Right, we are preparing to wind down the month of July. Here we go, guys. How's everyone doing this July 30th afternoon? Everyone doing all right? Well, Bitcoin. Have we topped? Have we not been able to overcome the 40K resistance? Are we preparing? How will we close the month down? And are we preparing to test down from here? We're going to get into all the latest price action in Bitcoin and crypto and the wider markets in this very exciting 2-hour installment of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. As always, joined by two of the CC analysts here. Some of the finest minds on this side of the crypto TA scene. We have, as always, Alex and Jason. Alex, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm great, thank you.
Good stuff. Jason.
Doing well. Got the weekend to myself here. Gonna relax and just see where the crypto gods take us, right?
Yes.
We're able to snag a quick TP on Uni last night before we got this dump, so that's nice. Always good to see.
All right, yeah, take profit on a Uni. Nice work there. All right. Well, what's there to start with today, guys? Excuse me. Yeah, the Bitcoin seemingly topping today. I wonder, is this a local top? Will we get an explosive move out of this out of this toppy pattern here, or is this cross down about to happen on our oscillator? And are we prepared to go test support again somewhere in the 30s? Are we just in this range? Is this just a test of the range high? I know a lot of people had their hearts set on the big breakout beginning here. Seemed aptly timed, right? We're getting out of July, heading into August. This is about where you'd think crypto markets would start stepping on the gas if we are indeed on our way to set, maybe new all-time highs, have another epic rally in Q3, Q4 this year. This is maybe where a lot of us were expecting this turnaround to finally happen. Is the corrective phase over, or is this just another move in the range? This is something, of course, we're going to attempt to tackle in today's show. All right, as always, we're going to go full 2 hours for today's installment. That, of course, is going to take us in the first hour from this intro into a bit of a review of the latest price action, a look at the news. Finally, we are going to get into the analysis. Today's analysis coming your way in just a few minutes. By the second hour of the show, of course, we're going to get into AMA and chart requests. Any charts you guys want us to look at, do drop your requests in the live chat below, and we'll add it for that second half of the show. All right, beyond that, yeah, D live chat's going to get opened, so we have a schedule chock filled of excitement today. All right, so let's get right into it, and indeed, the toppiness is exemplified here on my Bitcoin chart by, yes, this candle, today's daily candle, getting printed in yellow presently. That yellow, of course, is a take profit long getting signaled on Minx. Yes, the candle still has to finish closing, of course, but if it's anything like this, Minx is gonna print take profit long. Yep. What's that tell you? Might mean that we might be topped out and preparing to reverse. Not catastrophic, but not quite the parabolic move to the upside many were hoping for. But still, there's still like what 6 hours, 7 hours left in today's candle. With any luck, who knows? Maybe we will. Maybe this is just the intraday action. This is all going to get gobbled up as part of a wick, and we'll still see something.
Mean, for my part, this is exactly we should be expecting, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had a good press to the upside there, high angle of attack. It's not uncommon for us to have a retracement here back to support.
Yeah, I'd like to see late buyers get faded in this spot, retest of maybe the local point of control. I think it's all pretty natural. But I mean, the top of that range is pretty strong, 40K. It really feels like we rejected from it to me.
It feels like it for sure, and of course it coincides with the monthly candle close. Let's just very briefly flip over to a look at the weekly. Yes, is this just a touch of the range? Indeed, that we can see previous weekly candles wicked into this general area as well. 41K. Haven't really been able to overcome that. How about a look at the monthly? Yeah. Will August still put in another candle with a test of this range here before?
One more day in July, so that's actually a pretty interesting monthly candle.
Yeah, I'll let Alex expand on his thoughts, and Jason, of course, can chime in on his thoughts on the structure of the monthly chart. I'll let you guys expand on. Sorry.
It kind of is what there. I mean, you showed it. That is what there is. You know, it looks like a nice little reversal on the monthly. Needs to be seen.
Indeed. All right. Yeah, Bitcoin currently $39,000 dead on.
Hey Jack, are we coming in low? Dark Rico saying that me and Alex are coming in quiet.
Still coming in a bit quiet. No problem, guys. Let me up their gain. Sorry about that. They are indeed a little low. Here it is. These audio levels have a habit of bouncing around. I'm gonna add a few more points of gain to Alex. Jason, I already have you maxed out on my Discord at 200.
I can't gain no more, baby.
You can gain no more. I could
probably turn myself up here. I think.
I don't know. Mine's
Is it?
different every day, it seems like, and I never touch it.
Did I do the thing, audience?
You
Did I
certainly
do it?
you certainly are louder, but you're almost overgained. I'd say drop yourself to where you were, and I'll manually raise you on my side. Otherwise, you sound overboosted. And what I will do, guys, is I will lower my I'll lower my audio a little bit to kind of get more in line with the other two hosts here. Here we go. All right, hopefully the three of us should sound a little more even. Alex probably lowered himself, and I'm going to up him a little more. Jason's already maxed out. Hopefully everything sounds a little better. Give us some more feedback in the next couple of minutes, guys. Let us know if audio levels seem a little bit better. The audio level game is an ongoing battle, as always, in this podcasting business. Let's have a look. Yes, Bitcoin, of course, had a bit of a... This is a look at the hourly. Yes, I do remember in the middle of the night taking a look at the chart. And, yeah, we did dump as low as 38.5. Yep, almost as low as 33, actually. I thought this was the last of it, but alas, I think... we're now putting in, now set a lower low on lower time frames, so this is the beginning of the breakdown. Enough of this, but you get the gist of what we're looking at today. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin throughout the show. Here is Ethereum 2340. On the daily, we also may have topped at a high of 2455. Yes, kind of like Bitcoin, the top of the range here yet again. Not a take profit short, but having a bit of a cross down on Minx. Man, tough call. Maybe Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum Bitcoin. Does this hint at the strength in here in Ethereum? Yeah, it looks like Ethereum may have reversed against Bitcoin a bit, just a bit, after, well, almost a week of declining. Not much more to add there. Here's a quick look at EOS. 386. Might be reversing again as well, like everything else in the market here. 72-cent XRP. XRP had a decent week, I guess. Here's a look at DOT, 1480. And everything looking about the same. Kusama, mostly sideways. Here's a look at Cardano. Yep, mostly sideways. Not a lot going on here. Quick look at Doge. Doge at 20 cents. Some gnarly wickiness that we covered earlier this week. Very briefly. Gold giving back some of yesterday's big candle action. Currently at $1,816. Yes, giving back a little bit. Maybe this is where you enter a cheeky long. It's retraced enough. Is gold going to continue, or have a lot of these assets topped for the end of the month, and we're looking at downside in the week or two ahead. Very briefly, here is Dixie. Man, Dixie really has flipped bearish, hasn't it? Guess it's bouncing a little bit today, but man, it's certainly pulling back. All right. Last but not least, what's Dow Jones up to? All right. Well, we topped here too. Here's SPX. All-time highs set on yesterday's wick, yesterday's candle, and maybe landing on baseline support for SPX. Last but not least, China. What's China up to? Continuing its slide downwards.
Well, for real, like you never looked at these things. I don't understand.
I mix up my watch list.
I'm going to be treading later on. I don't understand it. This part of the show makes no sense to me.
I assure you, it'll be one of the first things that gets edited in the new refreshed version coming away shortly. I do appreciate your patience and understanding amidst all of this. Let's go ahead and hop into the bubbles. What is going on in the alt space today? We have, BCH ABC, one of the top gainers of today, up nearly 50%. What happened in BCH ABC land? Some kind of one of Bitcoin's biggest forks, something going on inside the forked community. ABC up nearly 50%, quite a day. Flow up nearly 30% today. Another token that's not on this list that I think did major gains today is Farm. Anybody see the move on Farm? Super Harvest or whatever it's called?
I was looking at that. It showed up on Chartex's whale trades feature, where it shows you like all the largest trades. Farm and Super were both showing up there. A lot of trades.
Right. Yeah, I think Farm was up, 140, 150-ish%, pretty wild. Beyond that, we have the likes of Perp of 15%, Link coming in with double-digit gains of 11% today as well. Yeah, decent day for Link, I suppose.
Well, BTHA is the real Bitcoin.
Well, there you have it. Helium Network, Ontology, Stacks, and Bitcoin Gold. Yeah, BTG as well. Rounding out some of today's 5+%-ish gainers. Otherwise, seems like there is some profit taking in Altland today. Here's SafeMoon down 11%. Haven't seen SafeMoon on bubbles in a while.
Exactly. It's funny to see it down. You know, there's actually news on Flow. It's getting listed on a new exchange. Is it Binance or it's something like that?
Yeah,
it's,
I think
it's a big listing.
Yeah, I think it had a Binance listing or something today, or at least announcement of such. Maybe that's what was behind today's move on Flow. Otherwise, yeah, AMP giving a little bit back after having a pretty stellar couple days. Otherwise, yeah, a lot of tokens are down about 3-5 single-digit percentage points today. Not much more to add to this. Go ahead and yeah, get into the next segment. Got a few news items here. All right, we're doing good on time. Let me hop in here. Let's see what we have queued up for today. This first piece comes from Crypto Potato. MicroStrategies set to buy more Bitcoin despite their Q2 impairment loss. All right, you know how this game goes. Average in. Yeah, you went in drawdown. I guess average in more. Bring that average in. Let's have a look. MicroStrategy reported a paper loss of roughly $700 million on this BTC investment in Q2 2021, but vowed to continue purchasing more coins. When in doubt, just buy more. That's just how Nasdaq listed software giant MicroStrategy has seen a total impairment loss of nearly $700 million in Q2 2021 from its massive Bitcoin investments. As this is only on paper, though, the company pledged to double down on its BTC strategy and continue to accumulate more. Michael Saylor's brainchild has become one of the largest holders of Bitcoin, with over 105,000 coins accumulated in the span of a year. However, the substantial purchases completed during the second quarter of the year have resulted in a cumulative impairment loss of nearly $700 million for the company, according to a Q2 report. Despite the positive revenue during this period from non-Bitcoin products, the operating expenses, which included impairment losses on their digital asset holdings, have resulted in a loss on paper at least of $424 million. All right, well, chew on that when you're holding your bags underwater and your P&L, your temporary P&L is down, whatever heart racing amount. Imagine holding your bags to the tune of $400+ million underwater. Nevertheless,
Imagine having hundreds of millions of dollars to put into a market and not hiring some sort of professional trader to help you time when you purchase.
Yeah, maybe timing and even hedging and all that is maybe it's more difficult when you're on this scale of the game. I don't know. I would have presumed, indeed, they would have had brains big enough to try and avoid circumstances like this. But I guess you don't really lose until you sell. It's maybe hodl until you're back above water.
Or they know something we don't.
Well, I just don't think it's the case that Michael Saylor doesn't lose until he sells. There comes a point where Bitcoin's price is down so much that those convertible notes are borrowed money. MicroStrategy is leveraged into Bitcoin. Like there comes a point where the creditors will pull it and like the company can blow up. It's not like they could just like sit in spot forever.
Good point. Good point.
They can't endure. They can't endure like a forever trend here.
Good point. Good point. But maybe that does reflect some of their underlying confidence in well, I guess that thesis that a lot of people in the space subscribe to, which is this is all temporary. This is that correction amidst an ongoing bull market. As long as we get back on pace to setting new all-time highs, maybe later this year, this is something they can weather. But indeed, if they're gonna sit here for the next 4 years on their hands, yeah, that could very well leave some investors and creditors disgruntled. I get it, and you bring up a perfectly valid point. MicroStrategy holding billions in coin might not be the same thing as a retail guy sitting on their cold storage bags for years to see Bitcoin come out on the other end. Well, let's see here. Anything else I need to add to this item? Nevertheless, seemingly unfavorable Q2 performance hasn't deterred Saylor, as he reassured the firm has no plans to change its Bitcoin strategy. Quote, we continue to be pleased by the results of the implementation of our digital asset strategy. Our latest capital raise allowed us to expand our digital holdings, which now exceed 105,000 BTC. Going forward, we intend to continue to deploy additional capital into our digital asset strategy. All right, you know how it goes. Price goes down, you just buy more of it. Don't worry, eventually it'll be worth more. That's what you tell the wife, at least. All right, Michael Saylor, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into the next piece. All right. I guess we're all hodling in the same boat together, Michael Saylor and I. Let's see here. One of Germany's largest asset managers considering Bitcoin investment. Well, seems a little unsubstantial. Let's see what's in here. It's called DekaBank. DekaBank is one of Germany's largest asset managers, and it's considering investing in Bitcoin. A spokesperson for the firm told Bloomberg today the news comes in advance of a new German law taking effect on Monday that would make it possible for the so-called special funds, yeah, to invest up to 20% of holdings in Bitcoin. Maybe we should get Jason with his Arnold voice to pronounce special funds.
I don't even know how to do that with Arnold.
Just do
special funds, yeah.
Roughly, yes.
What are you doing with the special funds?
Get to the special fund. All right.
Special fund, yeah.
Let's see. Special funds. This law is going to allow these special funds to invest up to 20% of their holdings in Bitcoin. Man, is this could this be like a secret? Could this be like a little price torpedo heading our way by Monday? You know, where these German investment funds suddenly start acquiring. That'd be cool to set off the next buying spree. It is a wealthy nation, of course, probably with lots of money maybe in their funds, local special funds, to diversify. Would be nice. Let's see here. In Germany, special funds are mainly used for investments by institutions such as pension companies and insurers. Under this new legislation, DekaBank would become just one of about 4,000 German firms eligible to buy Bitcoin. DekaBank, which currently holds 400 billion in assets under management, said the following in response to Bitcoin Magazine, quote, Deka doesn't offer any open-ended special AIFs that can invest in cryptocurrencies at the moment. Currently, we're reviewing our options, but to be clear, no decision has been made yet. Elsewhere in a report, Kamil Kaczmarski, a financial service advisor, noted that traditionally conservative German investors might experiment with Bitcoin at a very low level at first, out of caution for the perceived short-term volatility of Bitcoin. By his
we will experiment, yeah.
By his estimate, it may be at least 5 years before most of the funds reach the 20% threshold. Even that would be extremely generous. Imagine diversifying up to 20%.
We'll have to experiment for many, many years.
Collectively, institutional investors that have access to special funds that can buy Bitcoin currently manage about 2.1 trillion inside of Germany. Expert on crypto assets over at BPI said that the Competence Center for the German funds industry, from the Competence Center, commented that most funds will initially stay well below the 20% mark. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine anyone less crazy than Michael Saylor wouldn't be going more than a few points into crypto. But still, yeah, this German law coming online. Who knows? Maybe we'll wake up this time next week finding out that some German Bitcoin buying spree is being associated with the latest pump. Who knows? But something interesting to think about, and nice to see certain laws that actually complement the space and might help price go up. All right, let's have a look at this next piece here. Malaysia orders Binance ban as pressure intensifies. Just add this to the to just another chapter in the Binance regulatory saga we've been covering here for weeks now. Securities Commission of Malaysia has ordered Binance to disable its website in the country by August 8th. Let's see. Securities Commission of Malaysia issued an enforcement action against Binance, world's largest crypto exchange, by trading well, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, India is reportedly investigating Binance as part of a betting app laundering probe. Wow. Securities Commissions in Malaysia issued enforcement action. And yeah, for these four entities, right, several different parts of the Binance umbrella have been ordered to disable Binance.com as well as their mobile apps in Malaysia by the 8th of August, so they got roughly a week. Binance has also been prohibited from engaging in promotion through any media or marketing activity. The exchange has been instructed to restrict Malaysian investors in its Telegram group. Wow. Like, there's no way completely blot out the memory of Binance in Malaysia. Hits keep on coming. Here's a couple of quotes from the Malaysian authorities, yada, yada, yada. It's just one thing after another for Binance.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple months.
The Wonder CZ's looking for his replacement. Let's have a look. Let's get right into the next piece here. New bill proposes U.S. Treasury to have full authority over fiat stable coins. Let's see what this is about. It's a new bill introduced by U.S. Representative Don Bayer of Virginia has proposed a far-reaching regulatory and legal framework for digital assets.
I've got something better for this than this read. Let me grab you the link real quick because I can already see this doesn't really do a good job of what Bayer was talking about.
Sure.
Second.
Drop it in Newspulse Premium if you could.
Yeah, I thought I had. It's a tweet. It's a tweet thread.
Link it up.
Okay, that's where I've got
Link it up.
All right, Newspulse Premium, you said?
Yes, please. Right, got it. Putting that on screen now, guys. Let's take a look at this tweet thread Alex is pointing to. All right, so this particular user here, Gabriel Shapiro. All right, so they write, okay, so I went through Don Bayer, Virginia's representative, proposed digital asset market structure and Investor Protection Act more carefully. And here's an obligatory thread here. So this guy links to, of course, this rep's piece, and he writes, here's the good. This should be a low bar, but the definitions drafting are non-circular and reasonably technologically accurate, more than I can say for other blockchain legislation. Further good, reasonable approach to securities laws. I guess token is a security if it carries equal equity-ish rights in the issuer or was sold for risk capital. Okay, that's one definition. This his legislation floats. Let's see here. It talks about desecuritizing Howey tokens and 3-year grace period prior to desecuritization. The good continued. Bill codifies what actual delivery means under the Commodities Exchange Act as an exception to retail commodities transaction regulations and includes delivery through private keys. All right, I can see how that little modern revision is good. Let's see here. The good continued. The bill tries to encourage market transparency by requiring digital asset repositories that aggregate off-chain transactions to be registered with the CFTC and publicly file off-chain transaction data. All right, that's interesting.
Well, that's so that I think that helps make sure that the blockchain stays transparent. You can't have like a bunch of it's not good for Bitcoin's transparency if a bunch of Bitcoin transactions happened off blockchain and no one really
Yep.
knew what was going on with them.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. We make an OTC deal. I have a wallet with 10 Bitcoin in it, and the Bitcoin never actually moves on the blockchain. We just make the transaction between ourselves, exchange wallets, etc. Indeed, it's nice to keep things on the blockchain itself. Let's not talk about Lightning in this case. Let's have a look at the next point here. The bill authorizes the creation of digital versions of Federal Reserve notes on a distributed ledger and gives them legal tender status without any weird surveillance requirements. Okay, that does seem good. Let's see here. Let's show this thread. Is there more in this? Let's here. Assuming the and here is intentional. The bill creates a fairly narrow definition of virtual asset service provider for Bank Secrecy Act purposes, and also has nice broad carve-outs for software and network service providers. Okay. The bill mostly lays off of DeFi, instead asking all the major agencies to submit a joint report of recommendations and analysis on DeFi itself. And now the bad. All right, so here's some things that this analyst feels is bad in the report. The bill empowers the SEC and the CFTC to classify the top 25 currently trading tokens as either securities or commodities, essentially in their sole discretion with no prescribed due process in case they get legal analysis wrong. That would be unfortunate. Although providing a 3-year grace period for Howey tokens, like Hester Peace's safe harbor proposal does, it does not solve the chicken and egg problem, i.e. sufficient decentralization, because it only suspends registration requirements and not trading requirements. However, this would still probably be achievable for most projects because under the bill, desecuritization is possible as long as the platform is fully operational. Okay. More bad continued. The additional problem with the desecuritization process is this desecuritization only happens once the SEC determines not to deny the desecuritization certificate, and there is no time limit within which the SEC is required to make that determination. Wow. Only happens once the SEC determines not to deny desecuritization. All right.
Wonderful.
They could definitely drag that out. The bill shortens the actual delivery requirement for tokens not to be retail commodity transactions from 28 days, current CFTC rule and guidance, to 24 hours. Good for not your keys, not your coins mentality, but bad for exchanges and maybe DeFi. And finally, here's an ugly point he describes. Has blanket, probably totally unenforceable and possibly unconstitutional rule that no person may issue, use, or permit to be used a digital asset, fiat-based stablecoin that is not approved by the Secretary of the Treasury. Yes, this looks, that does indeed look ugly. Imagine, all stablecoins everywhere, not getting basically de facto banned if not going through the Treasury itself. Here's another ugly point continued. This one is a real head scratcher given the breadth of the fiat-based stablecoin definition. I get making issuance of unregistered stablecoins illegal in commerce, but the use of ? This is treating stablecoins like Schedule 1 drugs or fissile material. Here's another ugly point he highlights. Every token that is tied, pegged to, or collateralized substantially with any fiat currency would be illegal unless approved by Department of the Treasury. Yes, that is brutal. Imagine any project that's collateralized by stablecoins being suddenly illegal or defunct. Crazy. Basically, only arguably RAI would be legal and possibly even eventually USDC. Let's see here. More ugly continued. He thinks it's surprising that stablecoins have gotten this far. They are basically digital dollar counterfeiting, if you think about it. I'm not surprised. The state wants to keep its monopoly on this. Wow, the breadth of this is huge and problematic. There are many potential objections, but for starters, why does the U.S. care if we make tokens pegged to other nations' currencies? The bill basically requires FinCEN to try to ban anonymizing services and anonymity enhanced tokens. Possibly this part just applies to transactions by or with institutions, in which case I get it, but in parts it seems like the institutions may be required to police extrinsic anonymizing Transaction somehow. This seems basically
Anonymizing?
anonymizing. Thank you. Transaction somehow. This is basically impossible, and so at minimum, this section needs to have some clarification. Is it just a rule about how institutions interact with anonymizing tech, or is it about a broad use prohibition? Indeed, that is scary. Finally, these are conclusions, guys. All in all, although this bill would take a big bite out of the value and confidence in our industry, in spirit, it is unsurprising and fairly measured. But in a few key places, it's overbreadth or ambiguities raise civil rights and other issues that need to be addressed. Private transactions cannot per se be illegal. Maybe that's not the intent, but the SEC and the CFTC cannot have carte blanche to classify the top 25 tokens today however they want. And there needs to be some room for true peer-to-peer decentralized algorithmic stables not collateralized by securities. Yes, the more I think about it, the more I realize the U.S. probably does not need stablecoin specific regulations, he says. And on this tweet thread goes. It's pretty good. And if you guys want access to this tweet thread, this analyst seems to be on point, knows their business fairly well.
Yeah, so I thought this was much more interesting
Yes.
read than the CoinDesk article. Which
Yes.
I mean, no offense to them, but this guy,
Yeah, this gentleman here clearly has analyzed this quite well and weighed in on it. So you guys do want to check this out. It's in the News Pulse Premium channel on Discord if you want a link to this particular Twitter thread. He does certainly dissect what is in Representative Bayer's legislation on digital currency regulation. All right, guys, let's check the time. Pretty much have to wrap the news here. Let me just see if I can read another headline or two. Yes, Binance, another Binance item here. Binance shutting down its crypto futures and derivatives trading in 3 European countries. Maybe a glimpse of what's to come for other regions as well. Embattled currency crypto exchange Binance has moved to shut down more of its crypto products in response to ongoing scrutiny from regulators. Exchange will be no longer providing crypto-based futures and derivatives across 3 European countries. I guess in this case, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands. So there you go, guys. The hits keep on coming from Binance. How long until, you know, a lot of the cool stuff that's come out of Binance is these newfangled products. Alas, maybe they're not long for this world. All right. Finally, IMF lays out a vision for digital money transition. Interesting. Let's very briefly just read the summary of this article. In order to keep pace with policy challenges and implement its mandate, the International Monetary Fund will ramp up resources to facilitate the transition to digital money. Wow, the new age is here. IMF lays out its vision for the evolution, addressing how it will seek to partner with other organizations like central banks. The paper highlighted benefits of digital currencies, but also underscored conditions necessary to reap those benefits. Well, it's going to be an interesting new world. All these nations deploying their digital currencies, and then what? You still need some kind of some international authority to kind of help clear and settle things. All these different digital currencies amongst one another. It's going to be an increasingly I don't know, more globalized world. This is the hyper globalization of money and central banking itself. IMF apparently laying out such a vision. The paper is right here, imf.org/publications, etc., etc. Let's just drop the link in the DLF chat if anybody's interested in this. There it goes. I'm also going to drop it in that News Pulse Premium if anybody wants to have a look at this IMF article. Oh damn, I can't post a News Pulse Premium. Oh well, it's gonna have to the DLive link will have to do. All right, that's it for news. Let's go hop into the live chat. Let's see who's kicking it with us this Friday afternoon. We have. Let's scroll up here. Let me just expand out the chat window. Here we go. All right, who was here first? Daniel. Daniel on YouTube. Hi, guys. Shoutouts to Daniel and Ron Legato. First guys in the chat this afternoon. Profit Bear on YouTube as well. What's up, y'all? Just watching BitBoy Crypto. And he got banned. That's just messed up. Wow. F in the chat. spill a beer on the ground for your another fallen
One out
homie.
here, homie.
Yeah,
Pour one off for our homie.
yes, pour one out for another fallen crypto homie in the space. We're somehow still dangerously treading water over here as well. Dark Rico, happy weekend all. Shoutouts to Dark Rico on DLive. Profit Bear, yes, the YouTube ban strikes again. Franklin MC on DLive, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Franklin. Mike Maker is with us on YouTube as well. Franklin MC, YouTube is deep state and they hate free crypto. Maybe. Hard to say. Hard to say where crypto fits in to the oligarchs' grand master plan for wherever the world is heading now. B-Flow, bonjour. Bonjour to Mr. B-Flow. Mike is not on fire yet on YouTube writes, do we know what happened? Yeah, he's taking some time off, my man. But we do have we still have us and the remainder of the community to hold you over. But Mike is not on fire. Welcome to the YouTube show. Let's see here. Dark Rico, I already mentioned. Taz Blitz, good evening all. Shoutouts to Taz, good to have you back. Any word? Trying to contact an employment attorney in regard to mandatory weekly beer bug testing in future. I see. Any word? I see where you stand in this whole controversy. Best of luck, my man. Hope you have a good employment attorney. Your future going to be interesting, to say the least.
Laden with bills.
Yes. Best of luck on that. I wish we could talk more, but fortunately we got to steer clear of the V topics here on YouTube. Dark Rico. Yes, hopefully, yes, I adjusted the volumes, guys. Hopefully things are a little better for your ears. Try not to eat too many bugs, indeed. Mr. Ether writes, my vacation starts this afternoon. Woohoo. That's right, Mr. Ether. Enjoy your holiday, my man. How much riding are you going to get in? Dark Rico audio, more balanced. Thank you. Rhino TD's with us on DLive as well. Good stuff. Gravy, grits, and greens. Request. Best to take profit on link. Okay, hang tight. I'll add that to the request line. Mr. Gravy, grits, and greens. B-Flow. Nick Papa Giorgio. Who's Nick Papa Giorgio?
Giorgio.
Or is this a play on somebody? Papa Giorgio.
I don't know. I've just heard of Papa Giorgio.
All right, Papa Giorgio. Shoutouts to B-Flow. Profit Bear. So what's 20% of $400 billion? Yes, good point. 40 billion bucks. No, sorry. $80 billion. $80 billion coming by way of some German fund into the crypto or Bitcoin market cap. That would be spectacular. Profit Bear. Yes, that would certainly push the price up. Buck Finance. Yes, Buck Finance indeed. Chico Blanco does confirm Buck Broken Finance. Indeed. Texas Blues is with us. I do see your request for link. Hang tight, Mr. Blues. Rolo Maximus, hey people, shoutouts to Rolo. Happy to see you live this fine Friday. Yes, good to see you guys as well on this Friday. Electric on DLive writes hello everyone. Because Smith on YouTube says cheers. And Dark Rico, sounds like CB getting scared and trying to gain control. Oh, central banks? Maybe. Who knows how much of this whole thing they're orchestrating. I just don't think they're as scared as some people make it out to be. I think they're perfectly in control, guys. They control all the on and off ramps. What are we gonna do? We're gonna take our crypto off the game board and go barter between each other. Not gonna happen. I think maybe, but we really do need to somehow cooperate and work with each other. We need all that liquidity. We need to onboard. We need to flush all that fiat down the Bitcoin drain, never to come back again. Lock up all that money in the Bitcoin ecosystem, if there is an ecosystem in Bitcoin, and keep the number rising in perpetuity. All that fiat, some of it can spill.
Go up.
Yep.
Monkey happy.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Bitcoin. Money go in, most of it hopefully never comes out. Subsequently, number goes up over the.
Bitcoin milkshake theory.
What is the Bitcoin milkshake theory?
Oh, you've never seen you could Google that. It's the idea that Bitcoin as an asset class will suck up all the will kind of suck up all the value in the other assets as people inevitably have to pour themselves into Bitcoin. Anyway, you can look it up.
That's good. Yeah, sounds about right.
I mean, it's very maxi theory, Bitcoin maxi theory, but it's something worth reading about. It's a theory.
Indeed. All right. There you guys go. It's something to research over the weekend. Something to give a look at the milkshake theory. It's from Griswold's Vegas Vacation. Come on, Chevy Chase. Oh, Vegas Vacation. Gotcha. Yes, Griswold's Vegas Vacation. Those Griswolds. That was those were classics. All right. Let's get into the next piece, guys. Is there anything I'm forgetting? No, everybody shouted out. It's almost quarter two. Let's get into the next segment. It's going to be analysis coming your way. What's going on in the crypto markets? Connecting to Alex's stream now, and here we go. Got the BTC USD on the 4-hour. We are all synced up, looking good. Alex, take it away. As for the rest of yous, drop your requests on live chat. I'm going to start adding them to the request line now. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, as we were kind of anticipating yesterday, we've broken down from this lower time frame point of control that we formed right around 39.8, 39.750. At this time, I think I'm kind of expecting one more test up towards 40K, one last rejection, and then finally a move down. So we're expecting at the very least 37K range, but I wouldn't be surprised to see us pull all the way back towards
Give most of it back.
yeah, no, maybe not even. Pull back towards 34, 35K, which is, look at it. So this area of support here, resistance here, come back down, retest this general area. You can kind of mark it out. Like there's not one specific spot there, but like this entire area right here, I kind of like for a reversal to come down. We also got this point of control right here, so. And then we also have the pitchfork median trend, which if we zoom out on the weekly, higher time frame. So we were talking about this earlier, but this is the monthly candle that's going to be closing. Not bad. Looking a little bit like we're finding support here on the monthly. Push down, push down, push down. Ending this month on the green candle really leads me to think that at the very least we could have a good August, even if there's more downside ahead for us. Here you guys see the median trend that we've been eyeing here. Come back down, retest it after becoming overextended from it. Okay. I still think it makes sense to expect a retest of 34,000. You can see this is a very strong point of control, even here on the weekly.
Yeah.
Price is going to want to come back down to that area. Ethereum, here you see that I have an area highlighted that we must hold as support. If we do not hold it as support, then we'll be breaking the 3-day parabolic trend, which you can see like so. That would be very bad for us. Definitely, we would look for a lot more downside, maybe all the way back towards $1,000, $500. It would be rough. It would be very rough for us. Certainly not out of the woods yet. Depending on how you want to draw this trend, we may not have broken down from the uptrend yet. If you're using the exact bottom right here, then yeah, no, all right, we probably broke that from this trend because we could have drawn it from here, broken there, it'd still be broken. So, but there's an alternate way to draw this trend.
That less parabolic trend.
Yeah, like kind of from here.
Yeah.
Now there's so many lines, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. Let me zoom back out here.
See it.
You and I can see it, but it's very visually distracting. Let's go to a different chart. We got lots of different charts here. You get a chart, you get a chart, you get a chart.
All right, Oprah. You get a chart. You get a chart. Everybody gets humpback whales.
So drawing it from here, we're at the very edge of our trend. I kind of think we're going to break down. That's what time transformation seems to be telling us here. Just getting slower and lower pushes on momentum as we get higher and higher on price here. This leads me to think we're likely to break down in this spot.
Divergent.
Bitcoin dominance facing some kind of rejection from 49%. Unsure yet if we're going to break this uptrend. For now, let's presume it's going to hold and Bitcoin is going to outperform alts. If that changes, we'll know. We'll know once this breaks, and then we can kind of modify our plans. But for now, especially, I mean, you can see how it is today. Bitcoin is down 2.5%, but a lot of alts are down way more. So some alts are outperforming Bitcoin, but a lot of alts aren't. You need to be real careful in this spot. Uniswap perp currently holding above this support resistance level that we just broke. Looks good to me. Dragon perp is actually the only perp contract that's up today. This kind of looks like we've got a little bit more room to move up here, at least, right? This area, I think I'd like to see us push into. We haven't made as much progress as Uniswap perp has, right? I don't like that all these things are giving us exit signals today. Privacy perp, exchange perp, exit signal today. SHIB perp, exit signal. Big cap. Alt perp. Okay. So these are all giving us exit signals today.
Yep.
I think we'll get something like this, you know, a little bit of pullback here. Maybe even we can make something inverse head and shouldery with equal low right here. Come back down, retest 40 here. Get kind of a little bit of market symmetry in this spot. That'd be very interesting. Or we could just like completely break down here. That would be rough. But I don't want to get ahead of it here. But for right now, I think as long as we're holding over all the levels of support in these spots, we should expect an upward move. And if we break down below them, then we'll talk. Okay, what do we want to talk about next?
The government.
Ooh.
Speaking of which, how's the
dollar, how's what?
I said, speaking of which, how's the dollar doing?
Yes, excellent. Good segue, Jason.
We're working on them.
Yeah, the dollar's up today. So, perhaps not shockingly, crypto is down, dollar up. So, if dollar up, then most likely traditionals down. All right. For now, I don't feel too scared by this upward movement on the Dixie. We're now back below resistance.
Yeah,
I kind of expect us to test back up into this area and reject from here.
it's like almost the same scenario as Bitcoin right now. It's just already retraced the full retracement on what you're expecting. Like for the pattern, because on that low of where Bitcoin is on lower time frames, like say like the 4 hour. But it's interesting to see that they're kind of, I mean, they're not correlated, of course, but they're kind of in step.
I suppose it's just yeah, there's just I don't know. You know, it looks vaguely similar. I just don't see it in in a meaningful way.
Oh well, yeah. I'm not really saying it means anything. Anyways, just
Okay.
I think it's curious that they're in step the way that they are. But again, I might be insane.
Okay. All right, so dollar up, market down. Ooh, that is actually pretty rough looking, right?
Yeah. Kind of like a clip diver.
Where
Decide what-
where are all my beautiful drawings? This is
Gave
my
me-
normal Dow Jones chart, right? I had support lines and resistance lines. I didn't dump them all last time.
Trading View erased Alex from the past.
Yeah, I hope not. It's our only link to our ancestors.
It's our only link to the past.
Yeah.
Zelda.
Do I? Yes. Do I have some sort of hide drawings up? Oh. Okay. Well, that'll do. Well, so the theory was if we held above this area, then that was a sign that I needed to give up on the market turning down here. I was wrong. And we were going to go up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we close back below that area, then in, you know, the mirror of that is like, then that must mean I'm more likely to be right now that we've broken back down. So this is a very bearish sign right here. So today we gap down to open. We try and push up our rejected and then come back down. Yeah. This is very bad here. Man, if we open up on Monday looking like this, and with time transformation, here.
You're gonna turn it down.
Time transformation putting it a confirmed double bearish divergence in this spot on the Dow. Let's look at the Nasdaq here. Interesting. So we gap down on open, and we push up today and just kind of managed to close the gap. Not a great look. Confirmed bearish divergence on the Nasdaq. Yesterday, it looked like the bearish divergence might get turned around, if you remember. And it looked like I was just going to have to kind of eat it here about the uptrend that won't appear for some reason. Why you got to do me like this? Why you got to do me dirty? Nasdaq.
Don't do me, Nasdaq.
There. Oh, hey.
Came back.
Yep. Oh no. So on the S&P 500, we gap down today. We trade up and close the gap. and we confirm a bearish divergence with a higher high right here, lower high right here. Super no bueno. This looks really bad. This is not how you really want to go into the next week.
It should be an interesting weekend.
It's possible that we could gap up over the weekend and just continue onwards. It's happened, but I would classify us as going into the weekend with a lot of weakness. Like a really bad news story could take out the markets. That's how I would say. Oh, so the Russell is trapped below resistance after all. That's not great. This is not what we want to see. We want to see this breaking back up into this area, right? We want to see this squiggly cauliflower looking thing invalidated. And we want to see a break upwards here on small cap stocks. Small caps will lead the large caps in this if it higher if that happens. Five-year bonds look primed to go higher now in this spot. Where are my lines, Trading View? Deliver them.
Deliver them.
Yeah, I deliver my lines. What's my line?
I feel like Whitney Houston said that all the time.
There we go. I don't know. I might have to eat crow on 2-year notes here.
She looks like she's going press.
Yep. If we break up here, then this is all back on the table. You can easily take this back towards 110.5 basis points. What are these measured in? I don't know. Well, we'll figure that out sometime. These numbers, this number will go up, is what I'm saying to you. 10-year. Oh my God. We held the uptrend here, and we're putting in continuation long signal today. I'd be kind of willing to take this. I'd be willing to venture along back up in this area. UK 10-year bonds. Maybe we held this. That's pretty suggestive, right? What if we just have this explosive move in bonds upwards and stocks downwards on Monday? What if?
What does it all mean, Basil?
Taiwan, not looking so hot.
Singapore looking pretty good.
Yeah. We got to make it back. We got to make it over this level. Otherwise, this could just be a retest of the liquidity of the high, like we saw on Taiwan here, if you guys will recall. This fake out above, immediately bring back below. Now we got all these trap buyers here as our resistance. Taiwan is still huge short. I stand by that. Netherlands maybe just retesting resistance turn support here. Today is not necessarily a bearish move. We'll see. This is not a good look for Japan. We were looking for this area to hold as support. If we don't recover basically immediately tomorrow, then this is going to turn into a breakdown. And we'll get this rest of the move towards 26.4. I'm telling you, dumping volume at resistance, this is an area to get out at. That's the way I see this.
More time you spend at resistance. Sure it is.
I don't know. This is like when Ralph from The Simpsons, like, I'm in danger.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Nelson at first.
Nope. UK, I'm still looking for a move downwards here, but we're holding support. Long term, I'm looking at this area as potentially a very interesting buying opportunity for the Hong Kong 33. I think we're more likely to see a swing back towards the point of control up here, hold the downtrend to the upside, and hold the uptrend to the upside. So we got two support areas here. It's kind of telling us we're likely to find that price is really oversold right down here. See? It's a good area back up. Potentially, maybe that's true on the Chinese 50 here. Does this look like on lower time frames? I would want to see a reaction off of this level before I bought it, but if you did get a strong reaction, I'd be willing to take that.
Yeah, it could blow right through too, man.
Yeah.
Could just get ugly.
Aussie right at resistance. I don't want it. Wheat. I don't see what to do either way. I wouldn't do anything with it. Ooh. We'll come back to that. Sugar, was this a fake out? No. We've got to be just like retesting support here. Well, I'll tell you, if we cross back below 18, if we close back below 18 cents here on the weekly, then that'll be pretty bearish. Soybeans, I told you, soybeans were a lie. It's time to short soybeans.
Told you soybeans were a lie.
They're a lie. Look, we're dumping, we dumped this volume up here into resistance. Push for several days. Push up in this volume right here. We start turning around, we go down.
Wake up, sheeple.
Yeah,
Soybeans aren't even real.
Soybeans are people.
Oh, don't do that, because there'll be a website and a Facebook made immediately.
Maybe we go up one more time. After we push up 2 times here, I would be kind of surprised if we pushed up a 3rd time, but one way or another, we're going down here. Natural gas, maybe we will turn around here before we head towards 450, but I think I'm still looking for a 450. Brent crude is basically along here. Well, if we close back above 77, we're really going to go for it. Got to see it hold first. I need to see this hold. Palladium kind of holding tight at resistance right now. I'm still expecting movement downwards, as you guys know. Silver, I'm waiting for more downwards. No long signal or anything on the table yet. Gold, I think I'm waiting for 1850, maybe 1900 still. Oh, I'm sorry. Whew. the entry opportunity was really back here when we first had the break. For right now, I would wait for some sort of continuation signal before entering on lower time frames. Let's go ahead and look at chart requests. That's really all that there is going on today. We seem to be set up for a really rough Monday. We're set up pretty badly on traditional markets.
We also had a futures expiry today. That's being cited as potentially why we saw a bit of a pullback today on Bitcoin. With that said, guys, yeah, let's get into the request, guys. I have a few already queued up and ready to go. I thank everybody who submitted a request. Not too many to deal with today, so we are doing relatively well when it schedule. All right. Putting the first request up on the screen right here, right now. Let's see who's first in the live chat today. Well, we got Gravy, Grits and Greens, and Texas Blues both requesting a link. Let me readjust these two. Yeah, they have questions on LYXE, so you can bring that chart up, and I'm gonna read their request. Gravy, Grits and Greens, best to take profit on LYXE now, or is it likely to get another leg up? He asks. All right, so Gravy, Grits and Greens apparently in the LYXE long.
I think it's in the process of another leg up right now. I wouldn't be taking any profits in this spot. I would let Link like break an uptrend, do anything, give us any kind of an exit signal. Because for now, I'd still be looking for a return to either the $25 area, which you see has been resistance, support, support, support. So we'll look for resistance again in this area, or perhaps looking at the VPVR. See, there's even some resistance all the way up here back at $32 where we had resistance, resistance, support, resistance again. So these are really the two areas where I would be considering to take profits. And not today where prices sort of confirming our uptrend for right now. We don't want to snatch at profits yet. Although I understand that the market, it's not yet back in a bullish market. You don't want to get greedy and then you lose all your gains here. But like on the 12-hour here, we're just starting to get a continuation signal. Just starting to get a cross up here. 4-hour, you see we've made a new high. I would look to hold on here. See, we even broke over these resistance levels here. I say there's more upside. So what was the other question?
The other, well, it was more of a comment. It was coming from Texas Blues on YouTube, and he writes, "Hi Jack, quick look at LYXE would be appreciated." We just did that. He says SmartCon is next week, and LYXE should pump. All right, some kind of LYXE related.
Bitcoin.
Sorry.
Let's link Bitcoin.
Yep, let's do it.
I think this is a good time to be buying LYXE versus Bitcoin. You can see we've had this. Here, let's kind of zoom out even more. Kind of been a long time area of support and resistance right here around 45,000 sats. Yeah. 45,000 sats. Time transformation is giving a reversal signal on the weekly. Yeah, I think there's some sense to being a buyer and holder of LYXE in this area. And don't forget, when we looked at LYXE Matic yesterday, it certainly looked like LYXE was going to be outperforming Matic. So maybe that's also kind of presaging like another move upwards here in LYXE. It certainly broke this 3-day downtrend, as you can see. Broke it strongly. I think I would rather be long LYXE in this spot than short LYXE in this spot. And if we broke back below 40,000 sats, then I would be looking to take LYXE short. Maybe it's like a big movement downwards, all the way back down towards these areas, which are previously These are previously Fibonacci retracement levels we had marked out in the past. Anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm tentatively long.
All right, cool. Yes, Texas Blues did point out that SmartCon, that's the Smart Contract Conference Summit as it's known, it's coming up next week. I think Chainlink is one of like the top affiliates, top sponsors.
It's a good buy the rumor, sell the news. Like you buy the pump now, and then you sell the day SmartCon comes around.
Exactly.
And then maybe that's the way to play this, because I mean, I don't want to attribute the pump today to that coming up soon, but maybe it's pumping in anticipation.
Indeed.
Price can do that, so we'll see.
All right, let's get into the next request. I see ETH1 just joined us in the live chat. Shout outs to ETH1. Welcome to the show. I'm going to get the next request up on the now. Just logging another request that just came in the meantime. All right. Rolo Maximus requested ETH Bitcoin, the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. You may have already looked at it. Do let me know.
I'm not.
All right, okay. Well, give ETH Bitcoin a shake.
Nothing's really changed since yesterday. I'm not sold yet that this isn't a descending triangle. I'm not sold on the bounce right here. As you can see, there's another way to look at it where we're actually still trapped under some level of support resistance. So I'm unwilling to declare this a pattern that we're breaking up from. We need to break this downtrend. If we do, then we'll talk. Until then, I'm looking for more of a return towards the linear trend. All the way back there. So, what's next?
Right, let's hop into the next request. We have Pirate Chain for any word ARRR.
All right, well, this is where we said we were going to be looking to take profit when it broke above this level of 250. So right here at $4, which, surprise, surprise, this area that we had marked out as support resistance is where we're getting a turnaround today, right? How does he do it? Look, I mean, it's right there on the chart, guys. You can see prices reversed from this area before. Push, 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 down. Push here, reverse, push, push. Resistance now. Resistance again. So here, I would be taking profits here and look to pick it back up maybe near 280 or 250. I could see us retesting this area from above right now. So I guess the other way to approach it is to keep your eyes on this trend. And it's most likely will come down and we'll trade sideways and test up. And then if we break this trend, then we'll know for sure we'll get out. But you'll miss a potential ideal exit. You'll have to wait and see. We could just break up here. And in that case, I would be looking for $6 as my next support resistance level. Like, very easy to see right here. Support, support, resistance right here. Kind of resistance. So okay. What's next?
All right, there was your look at Pirate Chain, and nice move off the bottom. Good gain. Had locked in if you managed to bring that from $2. Congrats to any word if you got any bit of that action there. Go ahead and get into the next quest. I'm logging that just came in from Mr. Bear with me. Go. We have XCH next. For Rolo Maximus, he writes, also please look at Chia. XC.
There seems to be some nice volume starting to come in on this. I wouldn't want to be a buyer up here in this area. Let's wait for a pullback towards maybe $240, $225. So back towards the bottom of this trading range here. Yeah, this is so recently pumped. It's like in the last few hours we've pumped up into this area. I don't want to be a buyer here where everybody else is buying. Let's wait for some kind of pullback. In the meantime, I could see us push towards $300 a couple more times, but there will be a pullback towards 240, maybe even $200, and that's where I want to be buying, not up here. It's
Wow.
Chia, and what was the other one?
No, it was just
It's XCH and what?
no, it was just Chia. For Rolo
Oh,
Maximus, we can
Chia
get ready
Network.
to the next request. Thank you for Chia. Man, Chia had a banger of a day today. Let's go ahead and
Is this a Uniswap token ordinarily? Oh. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering if there's any other.
Looks like it's its own native token and top
Yeah,
trading
okay.
pair Huobi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just curious.
yep, not on any
That's good.
dexes that I can tell here. Very cool. All right, that's Chia Network off the list. Let's go ahead and get into the next quest right now. DERO. DERO's next. Mice Elf on YouTube writes, DERO is in a nice uptrend. I love me privacy coins. Why? Because governments hate them. Right. Well, that's an interesting tack to take with your privacy portfolio allocation, but let's have a look at DERO. What's the deal with this uptrend?
Yeah, it's fallen through. We were talking about this earlier in the week that it was positioned very strongly, likely to follow through. Today, I would classify this as confirmation. We're about to enter price discovery on DERO. This looks very strong. I would look for continuation. Just keep holding, man. What's next?
All right, DERO off the list. Let's go and look at Stacks. Block Stacks is next. Boris Bitcoin writes, happy Friday, guys. Can I request Stacks? I'm on the road right now, so have a great weekend and keep killing it with those trade setups. Why, thank you, Boris Bitcoin. Our analysts really outdo themselves sometimes. Give Stacks a look.
I kind of don't like this because if we consider this a continuation signal, we actually closed below the moving average. So we'd really be cheating to consider this a continuation signal. But if we considered this an initial long signal, then we don't have enough volatility or momentum to really do that. So we're also kind of right at resistance in this spot. This trade just doesn't really speak to me right now. We could pop up towards this kind of interesting area of liquidity around $1.70. I don't want to discount it, but I just don't see anything that would make sense for us to take. It's just it'd be I'd just like to put it, it's someone else's trade if it pops up. It's not ours. What's next?
All right, well, there was a look at block stacks for Boris Bitcoin. Do enjoy your weekend. Thank you for stopping in today, Boris. All right, get into the next request. Before I do, I'm going to read a couple comments here from the live chat. ETH1 writes, thank you, Jack. Alex1233 says, hello, good evening, better late than never. Just returned from a big fishing trip. Well, Alex1233, hope you had a great time out on the water.
Yeah.
Hope you caught...
Hope you managed to hold on to your ledger while you were boating.
Yeah, hopefully there was more gains in the waters than this market as of late. Rolo Maximus says, thank you for that earlier request. Mike Maker writes, I am England in the live chat. And Alex1233 in the D live chat writes, I am not Turkey. Okay,
Yeah.
not Turkey. Did anybody see that new Rick and Morty? The latest Rick and Morty's, the Turkey episode? Nobody seen the Turkey episode? All right, let's keep going. I thought it was rather funny. go ahead and get into. You guys need to hurry up and catch up on the latest Rick and Morty season. Chico Blanco Verano is next. He writes, Raven, please, RVN.
You gotta send me that link, Jack. I'm gonna be up to date on the last two.
No problem.
The first two.
How does he do it? How? How?
With the power of love.
Yes. I enjoy this break of resistance in this spot. I like this. We're kind of breaking up through this area right here.
That's so Raven.
That's so Raven. I do not see a trade that we can take here. We're just too extended from this continuation signal. But I like taking this all the way back up towards 10 cents. I think that's probably exactly what's going to happen. We're going to pop up through here, retest down a little bit, and just straight upwards.
What's BTC look like?
But we need for we need a continuation signal or something. We just nothing for us to take right now. So unless your system is giving you the go ahead on this, which it might be, this is not a bad spot to be taking. It's just my system is not giving us one here. So.
What does the BTC pairing look like?
I think it's gonna look strong. Let's look.
I would assume so too. Looking at that, could pop off the bottom.
Yeah, it has potential here. It's got potential for fall through, and I think if we draw, there we go.
It's definitely broke the trend.
Look at that volume right here. This looks nice. Someone doing a little bit of pre-buying before the pump.
Yeah. Springy behavior as well, hitting a new low and then. And it's had a lot of tests down, so could be.
I like this area. Yeah, I think there's some sense to this area. Okay. I see this as our resistance, 250 sats. What's next?
All right, there was a look at Raven for Chicano on YouTube. B-Flow writes, what if he sends you Jack LYXE instead of LYXE Jack?
Then I will be able to survive another night in the wilderness.
Yeah, what he's... All right. Get into the last one of the final requests of today. We're ahead of schedule, I must say. Mike Maker. Look at Monero and SHIB.
Little stick.
Monero looks kind of topped out like Bitcoin does, right? This looks like a trend break to me. Let's look on lower time frames. Must zoom in, enhance. Yes. No, the real trend line. No, I mean the real trend line. Arguably, we're still holding the uptrend here, just barely. We do have a bearish divergence on lower time frames here. On the 12-hour, it's showing. Exit signal here, right at resistance on the daily. I would probably get out and look for a retest of $200 one more time. Just a higher low. And then continuation up towards... I like this area. It shows up as this...
Little bulge.
Yes, this order block bulge on Binance. Okay. we'll see. But I wouldn't want to be taking it today, certainly with an exit signal over our head, right? That doesn't make any sense. So it's not a bad spot to be taking some profit and then waiting to see what happens next. What is next, Jack?
We got SHIB. Shiba Inu.
So far, it's just more sideways.
Dump it.
Dump it.
Dump it. Call your friend. Tell him, dump it.
I'll tell you what. If you really believe in SHIB, this is not a bad area to be a buyer in the sense that you have... You're like right up against support. And if you broke down below, I want to say... 60 whatever, 59, 58, 60 whatever is fractions of a cent. Like don't fucking ask me how many fractions of a cent that is. Then we could hold this spot. This could be we're trading inside of the liquidity of the low. You see we had support here. We start finding this lower one. We're pushed down into this area, but we're still holding this support area. We haven't actually broken down yet. If you're a believer in SHIB, this may not be a bad spot. You could just dump it. If we make a new low, take your probably 15 or 20% loss. You're probably going to endure. Don't use your whole portfolio, but it could be a trade that works out if we move upwards from here, but I just don't know. It certainly doesn't look good to move upwards from here.
And I think you get a test lower before anything.
Yeah. What does it look like on the weekly? What do we got here? Yeah, right now we just kind of look trapped below resistance. 68, 69, 70 area, 65. So if we get any kind of liftoff from here, that could be a good sign. It would be really an incredible run if we retested the high right here. That's at least a 3 or 4x to retest the high. Don't forget, we knocked Hoj out of the park with some nice low-level buys, and we can do that again, but we do not want to get caught holding the bag if the support level goes out. So
yeah,
a little bit more caution, and then I think this may not be a bad level, but we want to wait and see. So what's next?
All right, there is your look at SHIB. I've also tweaked the audio levels a bit, guys. I figured out what was behind today's low levels, making some adjustment on the fly here. Bear with me. In the meantime, what do we have remaining on the request line? And yes, 7 minutes to go for the chest opening. Get your lemons in now. Paranormal Debunker on D Live writes, request Harvest Finance, aka Farm. Yeah, Farm, I think, is like put in, last I checked, 140% day. What happened over to Farm?
She's a beaut, Clark.
a little too late on it now, though.
We may not even be too late. I could see this having some real legs. Look at this. Look at this basing period after... I don't know, this is almost like someone accumulating bags. They're just buying. They stop buying, price calms down, comes back down to support, starts consolidating, and then there's more buying right here.
What's the daily look like?
This has legs. This has real legs. I like this pump.
He likes it.
I do.
Respect him.
Let's see if we can buy on some sort of pullback. I don't like buying big green candles. I see $200 as a potential buy-in area. I see 125, 150 as a potential buy-in area. but that's the real deal. Let's yeah, you see sellers are exhausted, and then buyers just immediately step back in very strongly. So let's try and find a better spot to be a buyer now that we've got this volume kind of confirming that farm is going to have an incredible run. But this is a good one. I like this one. I think this one has potential in the coming weeks and months. Lots of liquidity, lots of volume. Market cap is relatively low for it's 125 million, so that's not bad. It's not. I mean, it's not 125,000, but there's room to grow here. What's next?
All right, there was your look at Harvest Finance for Paranormal Debunker. Let's check out what do we have left. Keep USD for Mr. Ether.
Okay. I think Keep is probably ready in this spot. So look at this area right here. Think of this spot as like the liquidity of the low, and look where we're hanging. We're just hanging out. Just boom. Just kind of chilling and accumulating down in this area right here, when price could easily come right back up to this area right here. I think this looks like a really killer long trade with well-defined low-risk entry, right? Because if we close back under 20 cents, we're out. That's it. 20 cents. We don't want to be in here anymore. We're below this low. We're below this low. We're making a new all-time low. We're even below the liquidity of this low. We'd want to be out. But just the upside is so much more. We've got like potential to lose like 20 or 30% here versus 500 or 600% gain. So this is exactly what Jesse Stein would consider to be an asymmetric risk play. I like it.
Keeping up.
Right, just 4 minutes to go for the chest opening. Next up is toes in the sand on DLive rights. Can we look at .USDT? It also says miss DEFIPERP earlier. Did you do DEFIPERP?
I mean, I looked at it. There's just nothing to say versus all the other perp contracts. It's also down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't look any different. Nothing to really say. What's next?
All right, finally, we've looked at DOT, we've looked at DEFIPERP, and...
No, we didn't look at that.
Oh, my mistake. Well, that was the first half.
Okay.
His request. .USDT.
Although I must say, DOT does not look any different from DEFIPERP. As a matter of fact, right now we're below resistance. We've got an exit signal. I definitely wait till the end of the day. If that exit signal disappears, then that's another story. But for right now, I'd be extremely cautious that we may end up pulling back here. We got a broken trend. That's the way I see it. What's next?
Right, I'm gonna get that chest ready to deploy and just add another request. Bear with. All right, fourth. Some requesting ample fourth token. Alex 1233. Does it look good for a short? He asks.
Certainly beginning to, but you got no water.
Yeah, there's just no momentum yet, buddy. We're just still kind of trading sideways, slightly below the moving average. You could potentially take it down to, 13 and a half, maybe 10 or $11. You got to be really careful shorting an area like this. You're more likely shorting a bottom than you are shorting it to be shorting a top. What's next?
For Alex 1233 on D Live. Finally, sand for P60. Please revisit sand USDT.
Well, looks like we're starting to pull back here. Bearish divergence on the daily. 3-day looks especially bad. Here you can see the resistance level we're rejecting from. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Resistance for the last 12 days. Push, 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 breakdown. It's just not happening. Yeah, this looks like topping behavior to me. I'd be looking for the exits right here in this spot. If we could close above 75 cents, then we'll talk. But it's kind of unlikely at this time.
All right. Well, what's next is the chest opening. We're just a few seconds late, but I'm going to be opening that chest in exactly 20 seconds. Probably by the time you hear this message, it's going to be opening up. Get ready for it. In the meantime, I'm going to introduce one of the last requests of the day. Chico asks, LYXE, LYXE. And here comes the chest.
Certainly seems as if we finally broken above resistance here, doesn't it? Resistance, kind of a fake out break right here. Support, support, resistance, 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 resistance again. But then today we break above it and we appear to be closing above it. So I'll tell you what, if we close today above 850, then I think you can continue to hold on until 13.50, maybe $14. I would say this whole area is back on the table if you can hold it. Keep your eyes on the uptrend. As always, if we broke the uptrend, that'd be a great sign to get out. What's next?
All right, let's
And there's
quick.
also a nice little triple bottomy area here. Wouldn't really call this inverse head and shoulders, since that you see these are equal bottoms right here. But this is very interesting. What's next?
All right, D Live giveaway. It's done. And what do we have? We have Taz Blitz, 158 lemons in first place. Congrats to Taz.
Congrats, man.
You took the big lead today. Rhino TD with 91 lemons. Man, I managed to swindle 66 lemons for myself. Finally, Jason walked away with the bag. 52 lemons. Finally, Any Word with 44 lemons. Congrats to all the big lemon recipients. Let's get into the, well, one of the last requests of the day. What do we have? Okay, so we just did LYXE. Rhino TD, can you look at TEL USD?
Tell you what.
Love it.
God damn it, Bobby. That's my purse. I don't know you.
At this time, I can't recommend TEL. We're just still below resistance, no matter how you want to draw it out. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
What's a healthy pullback on this? It's already an 85% pullback. I'm trying to find, like, what sort of upward support there may be. I see more downside here for Tel. I'm super not interested in this right now. What's next?
Definitely trapped under support or under resistance, I should say. Looking on that one. With that said, what do we have left, guys? Quite a few requests poured in late at the end, but I think we've managed to knock most of them out. All right, we still have a couple of minutes in the show. We could still spare. Let's see if there's any quality requests here. We have B-Flow. How about 0 on ChartX?
0?
Z.
0.
Yeah, ZERO.
Oh, okay. I've never seen 0. Oh, do they mean relay? Or did it change to relay?
Let me take a look.
It's fine. It's fine. I've got 0.
Cool.
Not a bad chart. Just
It looks like we're right at resistance right now. Let's turn on. We'll turn on line mode, so I'm not cheating this.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Right? Okay. Stand that down. I mean, basically, right? We're still at resistance. So, no, I'm not interested in 0 at this time. Let's see. We've got some resistance up here. Right there. We pop up back over 4 cents, then I think a lot of this is back on the table.
All right, somebody in the live chat earlier points out, who was it, regarding Farm? Yes, it was Alex81SG, and indeed he's correct. Wasn't Farm just listed today on Coinbase? Isn't there a risk it will dump to oblivion in the next few days? Yes, is this just a temporary Coinbase effect?
I like the chart. I like
Indeed.
the chart.
I feel you.
The chart
That's
says what the chart says.
exactly, and that's certainly how.
And we could, I mean, that could be the pullback towards like $150 that we want, right? It's at like 200 something. That's almost 50% pullback. People would still get totally wrecked, but
Indeed.
that's where like we're waiting with open arms.
Yeah, no, that analysis was certainly on point. But if anybody was wondering, indeed, it had today's 150-ish% pump on Farm. Yes, on the back of this Coinbase listing. All right, let's go. Next, or if not final request of the day, it's going to be Ghost. It's my world on DLive. That seems like a new user. Welcome to the show, and please do subscribe. Can you do Ghost, please? All right, yeah, let's do Ghost.
Thought I had a couple more lines here.
Like Kokaka Faka Plumblago just joined.
What's that? A new user?
What a name.
Kokaka Faka Plumbaga 0.
Hmm.
And then Weed Man just got in here.
Very nice.
We getting rated by some awkward named users here.
777 Weed Man. He's your boy.
He's the boy. All right, let's.
I see good confluence here. If this is truly a break, I see good confluence at $3 with the 1.618 and the previous. I guess this is the listing price. It was listed all the way up around $3. So, kind of look for a retest of this downtrend, maybe near $1.30, $1.45. And maybe some continued upward movement. This is not bad volume. For those of you who don't know, Ghost is the Aavegotchi token, and Aavegotchi is releasing land and new monsters. It's going to be this new thing.
Okay, yes. You are indeed looking at Aavegotchi now. What if I were to tell you to take a gander over at Ghost, as in the McAfee Ghost?
All right, fine. I guess
Let's try it.
we'll look at it. Even though he's dead, I hate giving McAfee any fucking attention.
All right, let's just take a
Well,
look.
he's dead, so he doesn't know.
At least there's that.
At
What?
least
What's the ticker?
Let's take a look. Ghost, of course.
Are you double sure this guy wants Ghost the McAfee?
Oh yes, he did clarify, and he did point it out. We're gonna throw a bone to the new user, and yes, Ghost, of course, is
It's a ghost.
there's so many clones and fake ones. I keep landing on the other one. Hold on. Why can't I find the correct one?
Ooh. Ohm looks pretty good here. What do you think?
Good break a trend. Yeah.
That actually looks fantastic right here.
Yeah, it hasn't even come up to support yet, so you know you still have a wiggle room to the upside in the very least.
I kind of like this.
Make more money.
Boom, boom.
Were you doing like?
Yeah.
Were you doing the Day Bow Bow, or were you doing the beginning of Bon Jovi?
No. Yeah. Well, Jack, what's going on, buddy?
Contract address starting in 0x4C3. Ghost full spelling and 0x4C3.
What comes after 0x4C3 89?
C3 27471.
C3 2. Okay, it's not here. Sorry, buddy.
God damn this token and his million clones. Filling out the search bar. How about 0x4C32747?
Yeah, that's what he posted in the chat. 0x4C327.
2747, yeah, it's got a 747 in it.
Sorry, there's nothing, man.
Yeah, something popping up.
See, this is Floki Link. What do you want?
Look.
You want Floki Link? No, you don't want
Floki
Floki
Link.
Link.
Give me
Damn
some
it.
Floki.
Oh, ghost failure. What can I say? McAfee's the ghost of McAfee.
Yeah, it's a ghost. We couldn't
Yeah,
find it.
yeah, like a
That's
specter,
exactly-
rose from the grave.
Good job.
haunted the show this Friday afternoon as the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update tries to wrap it down. Oh my God, why is there such struggles? Alex, did you copy and paste the live chat link by any chance into your chart X to make sure you absolutely type it in right? If you did, then I'm gonna Alt F4 and call it.
Nothing.
Yeah, bro. You
Oh,
made it up.
McAfee. Wow, Ghost. It works. It's real. Can't even find the contract on the blockchain. It's mission accomplished.
Oh, Casper.
Unreal. Well, guys, we might still be able to get onto Ghost one day, but for the time being, I just bought 101 of the Ghost tokens. Well, there you have it. Shoutouts to It's My World. Thanks for looking. Indeed, just one of those days. Dave Rice joins us late in the chat today. He says, if I'm not first, I'm going to be last. I made it for the close today. All right. Shoutouts to Dave Rice. You missed most of the show. Well, you're in luck because timestamps. Yeah, timestamps come your way. Sometime after the show wraps, I update the description on YouTube with those timestamps. I also post them to that new content channel, so be sure check that out. Alex, have we made any progress? Ready to wrap, I think?
Yeah, let's
do it. Let's move to wrap, guys. Let's get into it. Yeah, so speaking of which, check out the new content channel over on Discord, discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. Check out those timestamps, review any of those tokens. So many requests, actually. They really poured in at the end, and we did a pretty fair number. This was actually even more than this week's average request per show. So shoutouts, of course, to Alex, holding it down as always, fielding a record number of requests per hour here. And Jason, you, of course, nice to have you back. I think last week, of course, you were mostly missing on the show, so it's your first full week back.
Yeah, I was on vacation. It was nice.
Yep. Any plans to get back on the lake anytime soon?
If a lake comes to me.
All right. Well, hope the fishing was worth it. Shoutouts to whoever else in the live chat, of course. Forgot which user, but somebody came back from their fishing trip as well. Shoutouts to you. All right. Not much else to add, guys. It's going to be one last shoutout. Yeah, Mr. Ether's going on vacation this week, so that's why. Yeah, don't eat too many bugs. I'm guessing it's going to be on the bike. So ride safe, Mr. Ether, if you're out there this weekend. And yeah, finally, do check out Premium, guys. Check out premium.krakencryptocurrency.com if you want to join the community, get access to our education materials, Pathways to Profits course, our Signal suite, the Premium Lounge. Man, there's so much stuff you can get if you check out just premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. All right, I don't have too much more to add to this, guys. I think it's time to wrap. Thanks again to everybody, the whole team. Yep, see you this weekend. And yeah, whole team, shout-outs to you all. Thanks to everyone, of course, makes the show happen each and every week. We'll be back Monday for, well, it'll be what, the 1st of August. Monday lands on the 2nd. Yeah, it'll be the 2nd. Yeah, all right. So on the 2nd of August, month opener. Look forward to seeing you guys then. Until then, peace out. Final words, Steels.
Trade safely, guys. I think there's some really interesting setups and alts out there. I'd just be really careful what you enter into. Don't be afraid to sit out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like you don't necessarily need to be trading, and we could have a whack-a-noodle weekend that just gives us a bunch of volatility and brings us right back to where we were on Monday. So that's why I don't trade on weekends anymore, just because of that. But it'll be an interesting one for sure.
Later.
Yep. Have a good weekend, guys. Goodbye.
There's the flavor.